Not in the face, okay? Give me that. You were like a brother to me. To all of us.
I'm just thinking about our former friend.
You can't flip on my friends.
Uncle Pussy? What's the matter?
Before Pussy was Tony's rat, he was Tony's closest friend. These guys do not know how to love each other in healthy ways. Everything gets buried under money, status, insults, violence, and all the rituals of being a gangster. Nobody sits down and talks about their feelings. They break balls, they eat together, they show up, and somehow, that becomes love. Pussy wasn't just another guy in the crew. He was part of Tony's life before Tony became the boss, part of the old world that still felt permanent. When Tony looks at Pussy, he isn't just seeing a soldier, he's seeing history, years of meals, years of jokes, years of memories that felt permanent. Betrayal isn't just about losing a person. It's about losing your faith in the past. The second Tony starts wondering if Pussy is talking to the FBI, every memory becomes contaminated, every laugh, every conversation, every time Pussy put a hand on his shoulder and called him his friend. Tony starts looking backward and wondering if any of it was real. And there is nothing Tony hates more than feeling like a fool. Because if Pussy really is a rat, then Tony didn't just trust the wrong person, he opened his heart to him. The pain is watching Tony find out piece by piece, first the rumor, then the denial, then the proof, then the boat. By the time Tony pulls the trigger, the friendship has already been bleeding for a long time, and it starts with Vin putting the one name in Tony's head he does not want to hear. Tony walks up annoyed. He was taking his kid fishing. He already looks like he regrets answering the call. So Vin stops circling and puts one name in the air.
Pampensaro.
Tony hears the last name first, almost like it has not reached the personal part of him yet.
Pussy?
Then Vin says it.
He's wired for sound.
For a second, everything gets quiet around Tony's face. The words are simple enough, he understands them, but his mind refuses to put them next to Pussy. Vin tries to soften it. He says he knows Tony likes him. And Tony snaps at the word like it insulted the whole friendship.
Like him. I fucking love him.
There it is. Tony says the part he will spend the rest of the story trying to survive. So Tony does the only thing he can do in that moment. He reaches for paper, a report, something official, something outside Vin's mouth.
I want to see the report. I want to see the fucking 302.
Because if it stays as cop gossip, Tony can throw it away. He can call Vin a degenerate gambler with a badge. He can make it about debt, about lies, about some rat cop trying to clean up his own mess.
Why? Why would he do it?
The question comes out smaller than the anger around it. He is asking like a friend looking for the one answer that makes the whole thing impossible. Vin gives him an answer that puts Tony into thinking. Pussy loves his family. And suddenly love itself becomes the thing the FBI could grab. Tony leaves with no proof, only a thought that will not leave with him. The next time Pussy is in the room, Tony will still see his friend. But now he will also be looking for the wire. So Tony goes to see him. And the whole visit plays like friendship trying to act normal while something rotten sits under the bed. Pussy is laid up, wrapped in pain, surrounded by the ordinary pieces of his life. His son is there. The house is quiet. Tony walks in with desserts, making jokes like he has walked into this room 100 times before. For a few seconds, it almost works. The old rhythm is still there. Tony breaks his balls. Pussy laughs through the pain. They talk about his kid, college, money, the back, all the little problems a friend is supposed to care about. But Tony is not really there for desserts. He is watching him. Pussy starts talking about being behind, about the painkillers, about feeling cursed, and Tony hears a man cornered by his own life. Then he leans in.
You got options.
That word is doing more work than Pussy wants to hear. Options. He is leaving a door open. If something is happening, if somebody has you, if you are trapped, say it now. Then Tony makes it even clearer.
Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't have any options, because you got friends. Friends that would die for you.
He says it like a man trying to remind his friend who he belongs to. He puts the whole friendship in front of Pussy and waits for him to pick it back up. Pussy cannot do it.
Yeah, I know.
The words are small because there is nowhere safe for him to put the truth, so Tony gives him one more chance.
You got anything you want to say to me?
For a second, the room is naked. No crew, no FBI, no paperwork. Just Tony sitting beside the man Vin told him was wearing a wire, asking him to break the spell before Tony has to believe it. Pussy reaches for the only thing left that can make the moment normal.
Like what?
Then Tony hides the question again.
Like, you want some coffee, Tony?
And just like that, the door closes. They can still joke. They can still eat. Tony can still help him up, call him a beached whale, sit in that room like nothing has changed. But something has changed. Tony came in hoping Pussy would give him a reason to throw Vin's words away. He leaves with the same friendship in his hands, only now it feels heavier. By the time Tony brings Polly in, the thought has already started eating at him. He tried to give Pussy a way out, talk like a friend, and waited for him to say something that would make Vin disappear. Pussy gave him nothing. So now the suspicion has to leave Tony's head and enter the room.
He's wearing a wire.
Polly's face changes before he even knows where to put the sentence.
Pussy?
Tony cannot even give Polly certainty.
90%.
90% is enough to poison every memory, but it is not enough to kill a friend. He wants the wire seen because once they see it, nobody gets to pretend anymore. He needs Polly to understand the weight before he touches him.
I want you to see that fucking wire strapped on his body. I want you to see it.
And now the suspicion has a second witness. The next time Pussy sees Polly, the friendship will already have hands on it. Polly turns suspicion into something physical. A steam bath should feel harmless. Towels, sweat, jokes, old men sitting around like they have done this 100 times before. It gives Polly a reason to ask for the one thing Tony needs without saying what he is really looking for.
Take your clothes off.
Pussy freezes just enough for the room to change. He does not need to confess. He does not need to say anything strange. His body starts answering before his mouth can clean it up.
Maybe another time, huh?
Now the back pain is not just back pain anymore. It becomes the thing standing between Pussy and the truth of his own body. Polly watches him dodge, and the whole friendship turns ugly in real time. One man trying to undress another man without admitting why. One man hiding behind pain because the truth underneath his shirt would end both of them. The worst part is that Polly does not find the wire. He finds something almost as bad. Pussy will not let himself be seen. By the time Polly comes back, Tony has already found an easier answer. He had an earlier conversation with Jimmy in the basement of his house, and Jimmy was asking some really suspicious questions. Jimmy gave Tony a place to put the suspicion without having to keep staring at Pussy. So when Polly says,
I haven't seen him since the Schwitz.
Tony does not hear it the same way anymore. He does not hear proof. He hears a mistake. Pussy was already scared, sick, embarrassed, cornered by money and pain, and Tony had sent Polly to strip him down like a suspect. Now the man is gone. Tony turns on Polly because the thought is suddenly unbearable. What if Pussy was innocent? What if the friend he was trying to protect got treated like a rat before Tony even knew the truth? The guilt comes out as anger, because with Tony it usually does. He needs to know how far Polly went, whether he pushed too hard, whether he made Pussy run, or worse, if he even did something to him. Polly can only give him the same empty answer. He did not get the wire, and now he does not have Pussy either. Vin's words are still in the room, even after Tony tries to bury them under a better suspect. Tony wanted proof before he hurt his friend. Instead, his friend vanishes before Tony can decide what he believes. Then Pussy comes back out of nowhere. After all that panic, all that doubt, all that guilt over maybe sending Polly too far, he is suddenly standing in front of Tony again. Alive and smiling like nothing happened. Trying to slide back into the old rhythm like the last few months can be explained away with a story.
Where the fuck you been?
Tony is angry, but the anger has relief inside it. He wants to yell at him because yelling is easier than admitting how badly his absence scared him. Pussy starts giving him a story that can be true, but also seems suspicious, almost too perfect. And for a moment, Tony lets himself stand close to it. Because this is what he wanted. He wanted Pussy back in the room and Vin to be wrong. Then they hug, and the scene breaks your heart in the smallest way. Tony's arms go around his friend, but his hands start searching him. The body remembers the love. The hands remember the suspicion. Pussy feels it. He knows exactly what Tony just did, and the hurt comes out before either of them can hide from it. Tony tries to cover it by pulling him in again, harder, warmer, like the second hug can erase the first one. But it cannot. The friendship has already changed shape. A few months earlier, Tony could look at Pussy and see history. Now, even getting his friend back comes with checking his body for proof. Pussy came back alive. The old trust did not come back with him. And for a while, life tries to look normal again. Pussy is back outside with the guys, food on the grill, drinks in their hands. Polly, Silvio, everyone's standing around in that familiar backyard rhythm where nothing has to be said too seriously because the old world seems to be back in place. Pussy fits into it too easily. That is what makes Tony watch him. He should be relieved. The missing friend came home. The table has its old shape again. The jokes can start up. The crew can pretend the hole was never there. But Tony cannot look at Pussy the same way anymore. Pussy does not have to do anything suspicious here. He just has to be there. That is the damage. Before Vin, Tony could sit near him without thinking. Now even a backyard cookout turns into Tony reading his face, his hands, his pauses, the way he stands around people he is supposed to love. Tony is already watching him like evidence. Until Season 2, Episode 2, the suspicion still has room to breathe. Vin could be wrong. Jimmy could be the rat. Pussy could have disappeared because he was scared, sick, ashamed, or running from whatever mess he had made. Until this point, for me and you, it was not yet made clear if he is actually a snitch or not, and many of us were even arguing this. Then the show puts him in the car with Skip, and the guessing ends for us before it ends for Tony.
Tony doesn't know you're back yet, does he?
Jesus Christ, no.
But we already watched him come back. We watched Tony hug him, search him, and stare at him across the barbecue like he was trying to recognize a man he used to know without thinking. Now the answer is sitting in another car. Pussy is not a maybe anymore. He is working with the FBI. The betrayal lands harder because Tony is still behind us. He is still trying to feel his way through doubt, still trying to decide what his eyes are telling him, while we have already been handed the truth. From here on, every time Pussy stands near Tony, the old friendship has another life hiding just outside the frame. We move on to Season 2, Episode 9, where Puss is beside Tony for the murder of Matthew Bevilacqua. He finds the kid who helped shoot Christopher. For Tony, finding Matt is revenge. For Pussy, it is something more desperate. He knows Tony has been watching him. He felt the hands during the hug. He saw the look at the barbecue. He knows the old trust did not come back clean. So he brings Tony the kind of thing that could make a suspicious man soften again. A location, a body, and a secret they can share. Pussy is not trying to build a case here. He is trying to get back inside the circle. You can feel it in the way he stands beside Tony with the gun out, breathing through the moment like the old life is still his if he can just prove himself hard enough. They kill him together. For Tony, a murder like that is almost intimacy. Ugly intimacy, but intimacy all the same. A man who does that with you is supposed to be locked to you forever. He has the same blood on him. He carries the same room in his head. He leaves with the same secret. And that is exactly why Pussy does it. He wants Tony to look at him and see loyalty again. For a few seconds, he really is standing next to Tony like the old Pussy. The friend, the soldier, the guy who found Christopher's shooter and helped finish the job. Then the scene curdles. Because Pussy cannot carry this murder back to the FBI like a clean piece of information. He was not just a witness to it, he helped do it. So now he has another secret to hide from the people he is already hiding Tony from. Later, when Tony finally understands what Pussy was, a memory like this cannot stay simple. Because the worst part is not that Pussy left Tony's world. He kept coming back into it. By Season 2, Episode 13, Tony's body starts giving out before his mouth can say the truth. He is having a fever dream, and in the dream the fish starts talking.
You know I've been working with the government, right, Tone?
Tony reacts like a man begging his own mind to stop talking.
I don't want to hear it.
But the dream does not care what Tony wants to hear. The fish keeps talking with that same old Pussy familiarity, almost casual, almost friendly, which makes it worse. Even in Tony's sleep, the betrayal still sounds like his friend. Tony has spent all this time trying to keep the truth outside him. Vin said it. Paulie looked for it. Pussy dodged it. Jimmy took the heat for it. But now, there is nobody left in the room to blame for the thought. Tony made the fish talk. And once Pussy says it in Tony's own head, the last excuse starts dying before Tony ever opens his eyes. After the dream, Tony does not run from the thought anymore. He goes to Pussy's house. On the outside, he has an excuse. He is sick and he needs the bathroom. He has taken Silvio with him to occupy Pussy downstairs while he searches upstairs. Then he starts looking. Drawers, clothes. The private little places a man keeps the pieces of himself nobody else is supposed to touch. His hands are doing the work now. And then he finds it. The wire sits there like an object from another life. Small, ugly, and real. All that doubt that had been moving around in his head suddenly has weight. It can be held. It can be looked at. It can no longer be argued into something else. Pussy's lie is not a feeling anymore. It is in Tony's hand. That is where the friendship dies before Pussy does. Because now Tony has the thing he spent so long asking for. Proof. The boat is already waiting. By the time Pussy steps onto the boat, Tony already knows. The wire is found. The guessing is over. And somehow, Pussy still walks in with the old face on. He talks like there might still be a way to turn this back into a normal afternoon. A joke, a drink, a story, anything that keeps him as Pussy for a few more seconds instead of the thing they came here to kill. Below deck, the room feels smaller with every answer. Tony asks how long. Pussy starts trying to measure the betrayal in safer pieces, trying to excuse himself in the most humiliating way possible. But very soon he understands that it's too late for excuses, it's already over in his mind. Then he asks for a drink. Drinking. For a moment, he almost gets to be their friend again. He tells the Puerto Rico story, and it sounds exactly like the kind of filthy, stupid thing he would say around the guys when Death was not standing in the room with them. And they laugh. It is awful because the laugh feels real. Then Tony looks at him and cuts through the last story.
Do you even really exist?
The question lands past Puerto Rico. By now, Tony does not know which parts of Pussy still belong to the man he loved. The clinic, the woman, the excuses, the months away, the smiles when he came back, all of it feels infected. Pussy has been lying so long that even his last joke cannot stay clean. Silvio comes back from upstairs with his eyes wet. The seasickness excuse does not feel like the whole truth. He looks like a man who had to leave the room before the room made him break in front of everybody. With Sil, that little crack says more than a speech would. He is usually controlled, smooth, almost sealed shut. Here, he comes back like he already knows they are about to bury someone who is still breathing. Then the guns come out. That part is chilling because each man reaches for death in his own way. Tony goes first. He is the boss, so the moment has to start with him. But there is nothing clean about the way he gets the gun out. He fishes for it awkwardly, holds it low by his side, like his hand knows the rule before the rest of him can stand the feeling. Paulie waits for the cue. Then he pulls his gun smoothly and points it straight at Pussy. No softness on his face. No confusion. Just business taking over before grief gets a chance to slow him down. Silvio is last. His hands are clasped in front of him for a second, almost like he is already standing at a funeral. Then he reaches for his gun too. Pussy watches the men who knew him best turn into the men who have to end him.
You were like a brother to me. To all of us.
That might be the worst thing they could tell him. Because for 1 second, Pussy hears exactly what he lost. He mattered. He was loved. He was family in the only broken way these men knew how to make family. Then he asks for one last thing.
Not in the face, okay?
Even there, he is still imagining a body people will see. A coffin, someone fixing his suit. Someone looking down and recognizing him. He still wants a little dignity left on his face, like there will be a normal funeral waiting for him after this, but there will not be. They shoot him together. The men who laughed with him a few seconds earlier are the men who put him down. After that, Pussy becomes weight. They wrap him, drag him, carry him, and send him into the water. No viewing, no coffin, no face for anybody to fix. Just the ocean taking the friend Tony spent all season trying not to lose. Tony can tell himself he did what the life required. He can tell himself a rat left him no choice. Maybe both are true. But truth does not always make a wound clean. Sometimes the thing you survive becomes the thing that teaches you never to trust the part of yourself that loved in the first place. Pussy goes under the water, and Tony goes back to land with one less friend, one more rule proven, and a little less faith in every warm memory behind him. In their world, betrayal gets punished once. Love keeps paying.